Welcome to Not a Great Whisperer podcast. I'm your host, Katy Rey, where I interview ordinary people living extraordinary lives. I am so excited to be joined by my friend, Janice Noehulani. Did I say it right with my dance? No.
Noelani, you gotta move your body. Noelani.
Totally moved my body in a body roll to say her name appropriately. But she is just, I can't wait for her to share with you what she does for people, who she is. Thank you for joining us today, Janice.
Oh my gosh, it is such a pleasure. I'll take any time I get with you, Katy.
Thank you so much. You are fantastic. You've done amazing things in my life, but share with the world what you do. Who
Yeah.
you are, more who you are.
You know, the long story short is I'm a natural born psychic. So at 3, I started seeing spirits. I spent my entire life working with masters from all over the world to figure out how to make that gift useful. And so I basically bring people right back to their own wisdom. And I use my psychic abilities to get to the root causes of what blocks people in their lives, those pesky things that just won't release. I have a knack at that. And I help people increase their intuition, their psychic abilities, and to heal themselves and to heal the world. So that's it.
That's it. That's all I'm doing. Just healing other people in the world. Just a normal day for Janice. Here I am. How did you realize that you could do this? Well, how old were you?
Well, yeah, like at 3, like I said, like at 3, I saw spirits. And I saw lots of weird stuff. It wasn't like I was terrified most of my life, Katy. Like, honestly, the things I saw were like, what? And no one else saw them. And there was some wisdom inside of me to keep it quiet because, people would have made it a bigger issue than it was. I was highly empathic. That saved my life. Honestly, growing up in a really abusive home, it was what kept me safe. But as I became older, I realized that was also sort of a curse, right? My empathy kept people distant from me. It was the way I held on to people's emotions to keep me safe. And I didn't need to be safe anymore. So I really had to spend my lifetime learning how to mold that into a gift. And now I teach people how to do that, right? Because everyone is feeling so much these days.
So
right?
much.
So much. Like we have more highly sensitive people. Were they always that way? I don't know. I think technology and overstimulation and stress has made us this way. I think, but we also did come when we were emotional beings, right? So it's like, so you hear more people talking about being empathic, but more people weaponizing that and using it against other people and against ourselves. And, straight up, I think that we need to take greater responsibility for, one, emotions as a gift. It's like, right? Because it is the doorway to the divine, your emotions. But you have to learn how to make them your ally. You have to learn what is true. And you do have to question all of them. Anyway, I went on a tangent there. I hope that was okay.
I love the tangent. Yeah, because I feel like also by interviewing you, I get a session with Janice and it makes me happy. So I know it just like realigns like, oh my God, my emotions are my superpower, but like, how do yeah, exactly. So how would you, like in layman's terms, you met someone on the street and they were like, how would you explain your spirituality? I think it's a powerful tool for psychics and people that are like one with spirituality.
My spirituality?
How'd you explain it?
So, okay, that's really interesting. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Katy. I typically tell people that I speak God because when you speak God, it doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter where you've come from. People know it on a soul level. And so people who are, who are devout in their religion still see me because I'm not in conflict with anything they're about. I
That's
speak
so
God.
cool.
Yeah. Thank
Oh
you.
my God, I love that so much. That is so true because for me, God is love. God is wants the best, like God is that. And that's why I'm always just like, if a religion is discriminatory or making you judgment, like reevaluate by. But
Yeah.
that's so cool because the ego's gone too. I speak God. People will be like, oh, she's God. No, I speak God. Like
Yeah.
I speak
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Because I'm still imperfect. I'm still human. I'm still a mess in my life. And also, I live a beautiful life, but being human is messy.
Mhm.
Being human is messy. And one, we have to get used to that. Stop trying to have it be happy all the time. Stop making us wrong for anything that's on the table. Like deep acceptance, deep compassion. That's God,
Mhm.
right?
That
Yeah.
is.
Hmm.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna probably use that
Yeah,
often.
that would be yes.
And I'll be like, quoted from Janice. Bye. So where are you now? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing. Tell me all the
Mm.
things.
Yeah, I'm in New Mexico, but I've been traveling a lot. I you know, I take care of my mom with dementia, and that's been going on for 11 years. And so I like to disappear a lot. So that's on a personal level. That's how I take care of myself. I get someone to, my daughter takes care of my mom, and I just go and reprieve in that way. And regarding business, like, I'm on a total mission, right? A lot of men want to work with me these days, but I really speak the language of women. Like that's really where I land the best. Because I think I really lean into emotions um, and releasing all the shame that we have in our bodies, so we can start living fully, even though, like I said, life is messy. How do we still maintain our energy, fill ourselves and live fully when we don't want our whole life to fall apart, right? We want to still show up for our families, the people we love. How do we do that? And so I'm super excited. I actually have just created this program that's coming out called Expansion. And it is truly about knowing yourself so you can maintain who you are no matter what is happening in the world. You can create your vibration. You can keep miracles happening no matter what is happening, right? So life happens and it doesn't take you out.
Oof,
And
and it's such an important thing right now,
yeah,
especially with the world, just like ahead,
exactly.
right? That's just so time. I mean, again, there's always stuff happening, but it's just like heavy.
It's so intense right now.
It's just
It
like,
is. Yeah. Yeah. And you have, a couple different types of people. One, and a bunch of people feel guilty for thriving while there's so much going on. Yeah. And
that's
that's a difficult thing to digest, right? Like, because we still need to thrive. And as you thrive, you actually can become the solution,
mm-hmm.
in the sense that, not only do you have resources to give to causes that need to be addressed, at which, you know, by the way, for those of you who are holding on really tight, flow is important. Like, you know what I mean? Like giving to receive, that's huge. I mean, it's biblical, right? I mean, like honestly, but
Yeah.
also it is just real. You want to flow. You want to let that energy flow. So give, whether it's time, money, resources, whatever. But if you are thriving, you have it to give,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So
Yes.
we get to release our stress around that. We get to release our guilt around that. So, move into that so you can be a solution. Please, 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 right now.
I love that you work with men and women because I feel like both need you, but it's like sometimes men don't have all the resources and they like are looking for it and just like trying to be more connected with their energetic feminine side, whatever that looks like, emotion
Yeah.
side. But like, I think that's amazing that it's both. And maybe this is the season where men are like, I need Janice, you know?
Well, it is true. A lot of more men are like, please, come on, Janice, come on. And so what I do with everyone, by the way, is, there is a way that you could connect with me. We have a short conversation to see if we're a match to work together. I mean, basically, it's just that easy. It's hard to explain what I do, but you know it. I don't even have, you just know that you're meant to work with me, right?
I've
But
had
also,
that release in a session of just like holding on to stuff, with you and just hold, like you just know, like when you're in it.
you just know when you're in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
true. It's real. It's real shit.
It's really it right there. That's right, girl. It is.
Janice also has the best laugh ever, so we could just sit on this whole episode and laugh if you want.
I think that's what we did when we met each other. That's
Oh my
all.
God, yeah, so great.
I just wanted to stay in your presence for days and days after. I was like, I just want to be with Katy.
Energy, flow it in and out all around. What do you think is the reason so many people are reaching out to you right now? What's one of the things other than finding themselves or being like, what is the heaviness surrounding them? Is it old, like past stuff? Is it because the world is so heavy? Like, what are the things that you're seeing?
Yeah, actually, to be honest with you, it's heavy. It's heavy stuff because the triggers are being ignited, right? And so things that we thought we dealt with are surfacing in a deeper way, and people are ready to choose their life now. But that means that you have to shed the illusion, and that is so scary. It's just so scary. So I think people come to me to not only deal with that, the darker stuff, and right now there is really dark stuff right now on the planet. I happen to be on a spiritual, emotional, psychosomatic kind of way. I happen to be able to deal with some of the darker energies that are sort of unknown, you know, and the ancestral stuff, the stuff that's been here for centuries, just hiding out, right? So that's what's been on the table because people feel afraid and they don't know why. And so they want to come back to resource themselves like, okay, I'm having all of this stuff come up. How do I feel normal again? And how do I move through it quickly? So that's really what's been on the table. And also, it doesn't have to be so heavy. Healing doesn't have to be heavy, right? Everything else is heavy right now. So let's not go into the heavy shit. Let's just choose our vibration, our emotion, our vibration and what we want to create. And right now it's weird because I'm a healer, right? So I typically go into the healing stuff, but right now people need to feel reprieve. They need to feel some joy. They need to get ignited with passion and pleasure and to move into why we're here on the planet, It doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be hard.
I love when you said shed the illusion. That's some powerful stuff. Just everybody's like walking around, just pretending they're someone else or everything's fine, or just like that's my vision of it. Just like, here's a picture of perfection. I have, like here I'm perfect. That's my thing of like the illusion that everything's fucking fine.
I love that about you actually, because you really take a stand for being authentically you.
Yeah.
And knowing what that is. And it's actually not that hard because we get placed all this shit on us.
And it's releasing it, right? All the shit. Yeah.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awakening, by the way. That's why awakening is kind of tough because you have to face the illusion. You have to face your illusions and go, wait a second, is that true? Is that true? Is that true? And everything from the day your first breath, you're like, no, this is who I am. No, this is who I am. Oh yeah, I like that. That's who I am too. This is, it's just like shedding all of it. That's awakening. Yeah.
What do you find, other than you like going and hiding and living your life? What else about what you do for yourself is important? Like, what else do you have to do for you because of all the space you hold for people?
Oh, for me personally?
Yeah. Like some of the stuff that you do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I started singing and dancing again, and that is like such good medicine.
Awesome.
Such good medicine. Um, I also decided to let love in a deeper way. And
Yeah.
that is such good medicine. Boy, but that's so triggering. Oh my God, it's so triggering too. Like just new love and stuff. But it is also just so yummy. So I, I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
I'm all about the love, really, truly.
Uh-huh.
But on a personal daily, I meditate many times a day, even just for mini meditations. Like
Yeah.
just my daughter was cracking up because we were talking about something really heavy, and and then all of a sudden I'll just close my eyes and I just get centered, and then I'm back again, and she goes, "What was that?" I was like, "Well, that was my meditation."
I
And
just
she's just
fell asleep for a minute.
laughing.
It's fine.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we don't have to sit there and meditate, for hours. We just have to get reconnected to ourselves.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
that's what it is for me. It's just like, you
Deep
know,
breath, get it in. Yeah. Oh, I
yeah,
love that. I've been doing like 3 minute guided, you know how my mind is. So I have to get guided
nice.
meditation. But in the
Yes.
middle of my days, because I remember you just talking about meditation being so important. I'm like, how can I do this? Um,
Yeah. I'm so proud
mornings,
of you.
mornings, my workouts. I don't meditate in the morning. I keep it quiet as I drive to the gym. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like meditating driving, but that doesn't sound
Yeah.
safe. So don't share that with people. But I'm driving there in silence. But in the middle of my days, I do 3 minute guided.
Love
Um,
it.
I have felt exactly what you said. Like it just recenters you. It gets and you know my energy, like I like to keep it as high as possible.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can I help with this?
Yeah. Well, I just want to push back a little bit and say that your workout is your meditation.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, right. It doesn't have to be like sometimes washing dishes for me is a
Yeah.
meditation. Just anything that gets me in the moment.
Yeah.
I ride motorcycles. I like to go fast.
Of course you.
And that is like a meditation because it gets me right here,
Oh my God.
right?
I
Yeah.
love that you do that. I had a motorcycle in college, but Florida is not the place for motorcycles. I sold that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm imagining you on a motorcycle right now, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. I like wearing my leather and like, like
She wears chaps. I know you do. I know it. I can feel it
buttless,
in my body.
buttless chaps. Buttless.
All chaps are assless, and you can say
I
ass.
know that.
I don't
Oh,
know if
that's right.
you agree
Okay.
with it. You're allowed to say ass.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
But Janice, so I love you. You're fantastic. How do you like? As of right now, is your goal to do more group or one-on-one? Like, what do you see yourself doing? Because I feel like you have such a message for so many people. Where do you feel most connected?
I do both because I have shifted more into groups because I want to reach masses of people. And not only that, but our energy individually affects other people. So as we are owning ourselves and as we're running a higher vibration or the vibration that we want, it ignites it in other people and it brings power. So like I was just noticing in my soul medicine certification group program, the women in that group support each other and they're texting each other every day and they're helping each other stay on point, rise, feel held when they're feeling down or they're in a huge life transition. These women without me are showing up for each other, and it is like I love it so much. I can't even tell you how much I love it. It is incredible to witness, and all of my groups are like that. But some people really just need a specific touch. So it's both, the
Yeah,
one-on-one.
you have to, right? You have to be able to, yeah.
I think so.
Because sometimes people can't take on everybody else's energy, but sometimes it uplifts people and gets people, in the space they need. Yeah, I feel that true. That's like with my introverted and extroverted friends. You got to have them both.
You got to have them both.
Just
And I love them both for different reasons. They're
so
just,
many. I know, ditto. I know. So what is a message you want to give people, especially because you're so connected with just souls and spirits and everything like that? Like, what's Janice want to teach the world today? Because the world listens to my podcast. So
all right. I love it. I love it. Well, look, your medicine is not the same as everyone else's medicine. If you're someone who likes to process a lot, your medicine is to be still. If you're someone who can't communicate, your medicine is to speak, is to have your voice. And also, don't get in the heavy right now. Just really let yourself get into pleasure, into joy. What is igniting your soul? Give yourself a reason to remember why you are here and to live fully, to love deeply. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Janice was one of the people I talked about my passion for and just bawled on a call with her. But we're in it now. Our concept rolls out in August. Like, Janice, can you see us now? Right?
Yeah, I love
Really
it.
cool. It's really cool. But I love everything you do. I fully support it, even though sometimes I don't understand it. That's why I always like to ask you, like, in layman's terms, from the people on the street, explain why this. So I love that about you. You're just amazing, and you're so patient, just with your voice and your energy. Like, you're just always like, whatever you need, we're gonna figure it out. Let's do this. And you're awesome. I love the message you gave everyone too. Everyone's medicine is different. Mine is pouring my energy into people. It gives me medicine to feel good, like I'm serving, where other people are like, no, thank you. I like to be in the woods. Like,
Oh, and on that note, I just want to say thank you for the work that you do in the world, Katy. Just being who you are really lights people up. And I mean, you light me up. I don't speak for me. Like, seriously, you light me
I
up.
appreciate that. I accept that with gratitude.
Yes.
Okay, where can we find you? Where can we find you? Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, my handle is Janice Noehulani. So anywhere Janice Noehulani. I don't even know if there is another Janice Noehulani on the
There
planet.
is not. And if there is, she ain't real. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, right. And hopefully when she says her name, she's like moving
He
like,
does the body rolls.
right?
Only way to do it. Any way to do it. So okay, perfect. You can also find Janice on Not a Great Whisper podcast page, at The Real K Ray, at katyray.com. Cannot wait to release this episode to everyone. Thank you for joining today. You are a joy, as always. I adore you. Thank you.